This is INCRadio DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesianicristo.
Welcome to How You Doin, a health and wellness podcast from INCRadio New York Satellite Studio. Whether you're on the go or taking a minute to breathe, we've got real tips, good conversations, and weekly check-ins to help you live well without losing your city pace. Are you ready? Let's get to it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of How You Doing, brought to you by the INCRadio New York Satellite Studio. I am Sister Abby, and with me today we have Sister Mika. How you doing, Sister Mika?
Hi, Sister Abby. How you doing? I'm doing great, actually. And we hope that everyone is doing well also. So I haven't gone outside yet, so I don't know how it is, but I think it's pretty cold. So wherever you are, I hope that everyone is staying warm, wearing your favorite warm jacket or under your favorite warm blanket. How you doing, Sister Abby?
I'm doing okay. It's pretty cold. I just found out that we're gonna have a snowstorm, I think, starting tomorrow into Monday. I've been getting a lot of notifications about like things closing early or preparation for Monday, and I was just like, oh, I didn't realize that we are still in winter. So obviously take care of yourself, make sure that you're prepared. If you have to venture out, everything is like your batteries, you have emergency stuff so that you'll be prepared for our upcoming, I guess, northeastern blizzard thing that's coming from Sunday to Monday. But like this program that we're having is we're going to be talking about health and wellness in real practical ways that we can fit into our everyday life. And for today's topic, it is you are not your productivity. So, what you do shouldn't be tied to your self-worth, so that that resting is okay and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. But let's go to where you at.
All right. So there we go. So it is time, as per usual, to represent our local congregation, and of course, for us to continue conversing beyond our broadcasting area and onto our YouTube live chat, because we always love to know what everyone is thinking, what you are thinking, and we want you to be part of our conversations each week. So again, don't forget to include your name and your local congregation so that we can shout you out and your answers to our question of the day, one of the questions of the day at least. So tying it to our main topic today, why do you think we feel the need to always be productive, right? We're in New York City, right? We are in the Northeast region and we are always on the go. Right? Like Sister Abby said earlier, why does it feel like our worth is tied to our being productive? Why do you think we always feel the need to be productive? Please let us know on our YouTube live chat, and then we'll bring it up, we'll talk about it, and then we'll help each other heal somehow. All right, Sister Abby, let's go straight to our topic of the day.
Main topic, yes. Yes. Give your answers in the chat and then we'll read it throughout the show. But as we mentioned before, our topic is about we are not our productivity. So many of us measure our day by what we get done. Busy days feel more productive. Slow days feel like we are failing. But the truth is, our worth isn't measured by a to-do list. Today, we are exploring why rest matters and how we can value ourselves beyond the constant output. So I guess our first question is, when did we feel that productivity has started to be tied with our self-worth? Is it school? Is it family expectations, social media? What do you guys think?
I think it's a little bit of a combination, right? Right. We were talking earlier in school. If I feel like we were celebrated more, like because of our achievements. So if you're able to do more in like a shorter period of time, you're considered as hardworking and smart. Um, and then at home, of course, I feel like obviously people always look at what you're doing, right? And if you're doing more, then it's positive. And then social media, everyone is doing everything
Mhm.
in social media. Um, you know, I feel like I follow a lot of what do you call this? I follow a lot of fitness people on social media, and I feel like I have to constantly remind myself that my life is different from theirs because they're doing so much. Um, and it's not a direct uh what do you call this? Just because I'm not doing as much as they are doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. So I feel like it's a combination of all of that. What do you think,
Yeah, I
Sam?
agree too. I think, I mean, maybe it's generational, but like, yeah, like what Sister Mika was talking about earlier. It's like, I think it started maybe in school and maybe a little bit of family expectations because, most of us, our parents immigrated for a country. So they came here to provide a better life. So unintentionally, they probably like translated to their children. It's like, oh, we sacrificed a lot for you to have a better life than we have. So then we kind of internalize like, well, since my parents gave up their home, their life, I should give back or, show my appreciation by doing well in certain aspects of the life that we have, like whether it be through academic achievements, financial achievements, or whatnot. So I think it's like kind of a combination of both. And then I don't know, growing up, the positive feedback or the positive reinforcement that we get through school, like, okay, you're top of your class, or you got this award for being the best in the spelling bee or science experiments or whatever that started in elementary school. It's good. You should work hard and be proud of what you accomplish. But I think that kind of unintentionally feeds us to be tied into our self-worth. Like, if I'm successful in this aspect, then therefore I'm a good person. And it's hard to kind of separate. It's like, even though you tried hard, you didn't do well, that shouldn't mean that you are not a productive or not a good human being. So I think it kind of gets muddled when we were younger and we kind of unintentionally like internalize that. How about you,
Yeah.
Brother Vance? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with all of those things, and I think there's a lot of things that distracts us nowadays, and social media is a big factor in terms of that. But yeah, I think there's a lot more distraction nowadays, and productivity has gone down the drain in terms of being able to focus into one thing, because you're constantly getting pulled into several other things at once. Like if you're trying to focus on trying to do work, your phone would ring at certain moments, then your complete productivity would stop because then you have to refocus again. Or like if you're on your laptop, the computer nowadays, you can access so many things, and there's so many notifications throughout the day that it's so hard to focus.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so true.
oh, go ahead.
Um, okay. Um, I was just thinking also while you and Brother Lance were speaking that because I am a people pleaser by nature. So I don't know if that's also tied to people pleasing. Because if you're productive, if you take on a lot of things, then I feel like you get more praise. Not praise, but like like a pat on your head, like good job. Yeah, I don't know if it could be tied to that. Um So yeah, I wonder what the psychology is of that.
Yeah, I guess it could too, because again, it's like positive reinforcement. When you make someone happy, or you make like you're acknowledged or you feel, and then you feel good. It's like, okay, I feel good because I did something. And I'm so with you, Sister Mika, that I'm also a people pleaser. And if I say no, or if I'm I just feel like I need to, do something to kind of make people happy. Um, and that's like something like I shouldn't, you have to set boundaries and make sure that you also have to take care of yourself and not like overextend yourself, because then if you're not taking care of yourself, then how can you, take care of other people or other things?
Yes, and I think we are also raised, again, like I don't know if it's a generational thing, where we're also raised to be helpful, right? So you want to help people um, so much that you kind of forget to help yourself. And again, that's why boundaries is also very important, because like you said, when it comes to taking care of other people, how can you help other people if you can't help yourself, right? If you can't even take care of yourself. Um, so yeah, I feel like that's also very important. So how about our YouTube live chat? What do you think? We would love to hear what you think when it comes to, how or when exactly it is that we learned that being productive, you know, when it was like started to like ingrained in us, and why do we feel the need to be productive? Um,
Yeah, we have
yeah,
some.
I know we have some, yeah, we have some comments.
Yeah, like I think Sister Cheyenne said, she's like, such a good topic. I was talking to my friends recently about how different productivity feels in New York / the Northeast. Life just feels much faster paced here, early morning to late night. Um, I guess it's, yeah, again, a regional thing, because you can kind of tell the difference between, I don't want to say Northeast, but maybe East Coast or New York, like the New York Minute, the hustle and bustle, the city that never sleeps. And then when you travel to, if you're able to visit the West Coast, they're more like laid back. Or even Hawaii, I would say, like they're like, oh, by and by, or other cultures, they're like, they slow down. They have like in the middle of the day, they rest. It's like part of their culture. Stores close down. They're able to take, a nap or a sleep. And but in, I guess, our region, it's more of like every minute counts. Like time is money. Like you should pack your day to make sure that you are productive.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I think that's also what Ate Gemma said in her comment. She says, because productivity often feels like proof that the day counted. Doing things gives us a sense of purpose and the feel that I'm a capable person. Yeah, and that's so true, right? Uh yeah, it is definitely it feels like, you did something good today, if you were productive. Whereas if you didn't, it feels like you're lazy,
Mm-hmm.
right? So is resting being lazy?
I don't know. I
Like,
just there's a lot of people who's for me, I think I like to rest as much as I can because I feel like being overly tired also decreases your productivity
Mm-hmm.
because you can't properly think also. And then getting enough sleep is also very important, I think, for me to be able to productive. Uh, as we mentioned, there's also uh, like the difference in culture depends on how productive your day throughout happens. Like when I was in the Philippines, like your day was pretty laid back. I'm not sure if I was just in vacation, but in the province at least, like your day feels a lot longer than it is, even though their sunset is around like what 5:30, 6 p.m. and their sunrise around like 5 in the morning. But by mid afternoon, it feels like you got a lot of things done because the pace of it is very slow, and it feels like you're getting things more done because not a lot of distraction happens also. But once you're in the East Coast or once you're back here in the U.S., I feel like in the hour that you're trying to do things, it feels like it's still not enough to get things done throughout the whole day, because it feels like you have to constantly be doing things in those 24 hours that you have time, and you gotta keep being productive throughout the day. I think it's also a pressure to be able to do more in one day than it is where the culture is more laid back compared to a culture that's we gotta keep going throughout the whole day, or else you're thought as or you're seen as a lazy person or someone who's not very productive.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, yeah, I guess it is again a cultural thing because, like, I feel like, especially like maybe education or your work culture, like those who are in like corporate, it's like if you're not working like 10 plus hours, you might not get that promotion or you might not be recognized. You're going to be looked at lazy and not productive. But I mean, you're accomplishing all your tasks and maybe then some, you're just efficient. And I feel like sometimes when you're being efficient with your time, that's tied to laziness because you're like, well, you're not working extra. Even though you're doing what you're supposed to do and then some in a certain amount of time, being efficient with your time, your peoples may see it's like, oh, you're not, since you're finished early, you're not doing it well. Or there's always like a double-edged sword, I feel like, when you try to be efficient or try to manage your time well, but it may be perceived that you're not.
Right. I think that's one of the comments was really good. It says productivity hits dopamine and helps negative feelings go away. But beware of being burnt out as well. So yeah, I feel like when you it's like a reward kind of thing, right? When you I love having to-do lists because it's the only way that I actually remember what I'm going to do the whole day is to like collect my mind and I'm like, all right, these are the things that I need to do. And whenever you get to check off something from that to-do list, there's like a dopamine release, right? And it can get pretty, I don't know, like is it bad to say like addictive, right?
Yeah,
Like it feels really good
it does.
to check off a list and you want to always reach that feel good state, you know? Was that
Yeah, I am for to-do list. People, have apps, they have post-its and whatnot. I don't know, like I remember years ago when I was, I guess, still in college, there was like a meme or something like that. It's like, have you ever written something on your to-do list that you've already done? So you have the satisfaction of just checking it off.
right? Yes, and then if you didn't get to do everything in your to-do list, or at least, more than half of it, then you're like, felt like a lazy day, I felt
Yeah.
like you were taking it too easy that day. But what are the what do you call this? What happens to your body or like to your, I guess to your brain when you're constantly on the go, like constantly, in go mode?
Yeah, I mean, like I think people mention about burnout. Like you do get burnout. You get tired. You get irritable. You get that mental tiredness. And like you just, I don't know. I feel like I always am in a fog if I'm always on the go. And then at the end of the day, it's just like my brain is mush. Like I just can't think anymore. So sometimes when it's important or you have things to do, you're like, I just can't even focus anymore. And it's just hard to get up that mental capacity to like, complete things. So unfortunately, you're, even though you feel like you always have to be on the go, it always have those negative consequences where you just can't push anymore. And like what Brother Land said, like you become even less productive, I feel.
Yeah, I like what Sister Cheyenne says on the YouTube live chat. She says, I try to have one day a week of a little bit more rest. I feel it helps me to be more productive through the whole week. Otherwise, I feel myself get drained faster. Yeah, that's why rest is not always lazy. I feel like if you are resting more than you're working, I don't know. I feel like
It's a
you
balance,
have to,
right?
yeah,
You just have
yeah.
to be aware of what you're doing. You can't always be, you know. And like there are days, like I agree, Sister Cheyenne. It's like you just need a day to rest, or even like half a day, like a morning, like just try to sleep in, or just like lie
Can
on
you
the
do that, Sister
couch.
Abby? You were just saying earlier your latest sleeping is at 7 a.m.
I know. Yeah, it's like because I like my regular work day is that I'm up by like 5:30. So like sleeping in 2 hours, it's like it's actually kind of nice. Even though I go to bed late, like I can't physically sleep in any longer. But then I just lie in bed and what they call it now, like you just rot. You rot on the couch or whatever.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes you do need that. You need to like kind of reset and recharge, right, in order to function. Even machines, right? Batteries need charging. So do you. Yes, you have to rest. You really have to let your brain rest. I agree with the fog. I feel like that's happened to me. You have to really be cognizant or intentional about your resting.
Mhm.
Um, oh, Brother Rainier from Intel says productivity is not about being busy. It's about being intentional. Every focused action today builds the future. I refuse to leave to chance. Ooh, that's so deep, but I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Like even just being busy doesn't necessarily mean being productive, right? It's like you have to be intentional. It's like be efficient with your time. It's like that's why feel like you need to. It's good to plan. You can be spontaneous, but like you should plan a little bit so that you won't waste time.
Yes. Some of the comments says Sister Marisol says we owe ourselves a good sleep. And then Brother Jeff from Jersey love Diner Talk today. Hashtag team no sleep. But that's what happens to being a new dad. Like, for a while you're gonna be team no sleep. So I feel like it's a happy team no sleep for you, Brother Jeff.
Yeah, I know we talked about rest, and it's like sleeping or whatnot. But does sleeping is just the only thing that we can think about having healthy rest? Like, what other things it could be considered healthy rest?
Oh, I love naps.
Naps are good.
I love naps. Power naps are great.
Power naps.
Um,
That's more than 2 hours. It's the best.
no, we talked about this in one of our episodes that I feel like anything more than like a 20-minute nap is not considered a nap anymore. Um, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, what does healthy rest look like? Um, setting boundaries, right? Like, okay, I'm only gonna work to this time, like, because you have to let yourself rest. Sometimes we multitask so much that some try to like focus on one thing at a time. I feel like that'll let kind of your brain work a little less. Maybe like one part of your brain is working, the other part isn't. I don't know if the science doesn't work like that, but it's something.
Yeah, like I think, yeah, you have to set those boundaries. You have to kind of really say, okay, let me just do this. And don't think it's like, well, if I don't complete this tonight, then it's gonna spiral. You start spiraling. It's like, well, that's gonna snowball, and then I won't be able to finish this, and blah 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 blah. But again, if you're not doing your best work, I feel like you're going to do more work because then you have to redo the work that you rushed through or you tried to finish when your battery is out or when you don't have that mental capacity to do your best work. So it's okay to rest because you know that the work that you're going to produce won't be your best work and then it's more work in the end because you have to redo it.
Yes, I mean, and it's also I think for a lot of I guess maybe like officers, right? It's also our duty to take care of ourselves, right? It's our duty. It's very important to take care of ourselves so that we can properly perform our duties. Um, so yes, it's good to be busy, but also make sure to take time. And if you need help, ask for help. Don't try to take everything on. You know, there are many people who who can be willing to help, and and it gives them an opportunity to also step up, which is good for for their growth.
Yeah.
So it's not just helping yourself, it's technically you're helping others too.
Yeah, and again, with all certain projects or certain things, like it's a team effort. So you're not by yourself. And you want people to again take over, because they should also gain the skills that you have. But it takes time, it takes work and self-reflection. So how we start separating who we are from what we do?
I feel like I'm still working on that as well, Sister Abby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a work in progress, and it's like I feel like it's always a conscious effort. You have to sit back and reevaluate and think about it. It's like, well, I did my best, or I accomplished what I need to accomplish. Like you kind of have to pep yourself up, or like talk yourself up, right?
Yes, no, that's so true. Yeah, like it really like self-talk, talking yourself, talking yourself out of things or into positive things is very important. Don't think that just because you didn't get to do as much today that you weren't productive, or that you're lazy. It just means that that's your capacity for today, and then you try to do a little bit more next time. Yeah, I mean, what's important is that you showed up, you did your best. I feel like don't feel like you're not enough, because that's also not a good way of thinking. You are enough,
Uh, like what you accomplish, even though it's little milestones, like what we've been talking about throughout our show, like with health and wellness and exercise, like you don't have to lose that 10 pounds or 20 pounds in a week. It's like those little goals that you set for yourself. It's like, well, I walked for an hour, and that's a good accomplishment, because if you think about it, before you couldn't even walk for like, say, this is exaggerating, like 10 minutes, or maybe it is. But those little milestones may feel little, but they are still big in the big picture.
Yes. Thanks so much, Sister Abby. Yeah, and I hope that everyone, can take something away from from our program today.
Yeah, that, like your worth isn't defined by our productivity. Resting, reflecting, and taking care of ourselves and yourself are all part of living well. You are more than what you do. Okay, so for this week, take one rest break without expecting to earn it. Have that self-reflection and notice how it feels and what changes. And then also don't forget to share this video, comment on it throughout the week. And maybe this could be a good like pep talk when you're having those days or those hours or those moments that you feel like you're not doing enough. You are doing enough. You just have to remember that those little steps make those big things. So what we doing, Sister Mika?
Yes, thank you, Sister Abby, for taking over. I had a sneezing attack. Anyway, I hope it doesn't happen again right now. Okay. So, what we kind of did this past weekend or last week, we had our musical evangelical mission that we had been promoting during our broadcast for the past month or so. We finally did it. It was amazing. It was great seeing new talent, new faces from the New England region. Yes, the songs were amazing. For those in our YouTube live chat, if you were in the musical evangelical mission, tell us how it was. How was your experience? It was great seeing guests and brethren come together. There were balloons. There was a balloon drop. Which I totally loved. There were some bubbles as well, which was great. And yeah, we had an amazing time. Sister Abby, how was it? Just really quickly.
It was really good. I even though I'm in the New England region, I was very proud of the brethren and of all the talent that we have here. I know they always want to participate, but sometimes, the travel time and whatnot. But it was great to see the talent of our region. And also speaking with the guests, they were very impressed. They enjoyed, especially the kids number or the children's worship service number. They were super adorable, and I did enjoy our show or the production.
Yes, thank you so much. So we'll just read a couple of greetings because we're running a little bit over time. We'll just read a couple of greetings and then we'll close off. Alrighty. Belated happy birthday to Sister Jean Mercado and Sister Amy Parado and to Brother Jadon and Brother Caleb. Happy anniversary ball to Ka Ash and Sister Sarah. Happy anniversary. Congratulations to Alexa and AD. And welcome to the world, Brother Alphonse Apollonio. We love you, little buddy. This is from Brother Jeff and from all of us as well. Where else? Oh, Brother JD.
Hey there.
Happiest.
Sounds like there's a celebration happening.
Sounds like there's a celebration happening. There's a lot of celebration happening throughout, and there's a lot more shout outs that we're trying to go through. There's more things. Happy viewing power from brethren. There's a lot of people who are viewing this morning. Trying to see what else is there. Sister Tabong Strong says happy, yes, and healthiest birthday po, Sister Amy Parado. Greeting from Sister Marisol Se. Greeting to Brother Chad Bustamante. Thank you po for visited officiated Londonderry. Hope to see you po again. And I think that's pretty much it for our shout outs and greetings. Is there any more at the end that I missed?
Thank you, Brother Lance. Yeah, one of the machines just started talking because I kept saying congratulations. Anyway, that is all for our broadcast today. Thank you so much to the church administration for always giving us a platform to share and speak about important topics like these. Greetings to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Ranyo Manalo. Also, greetings to our INC radio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, and our Executive Producer, Kuya Manly Andaya.
We will also like to greet our District Minister, Brother Sheridan Santos, our Assistant District Minister, Brother Neil Patrick Omalda, and our CFO Advisor, Brother Jason Flores. We hope today's conversation helped you feel a little better about taking a break. Working hard matters, but taking care of yourself also matters. You can't show up fully if you're running on empty. So join us next week at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time or 12:30 a.m. Philippine Time as we talk more about eye healthness with Sister Gemma Steva. Take care of yourself and each other, and we'll see you here again next week on How You Do It. Stay warm.
Stay warm, everyone.